Okay, the YouTube's live.
What's the link for that?
I'll put it in Teams.
Put it on Teams?
Yeah.
Or is it easy to just type?
I'm sending it to you right now. If you just copy and paste it. Oh, hold on. I know.
Is that it?
Yeah, I need to go out because that's.
That Google one?
No, that's a different one. I need to go to the actual stream itself because that's just from the studio.
Can't we just put a YouTube handle?
Yeah, I've got the direct link to it right here now because that's just from when it goes from the studio. Yeah, that's what I just did. There we go. Well, welcome on in, everybody. Hope you are having a wonderful Sunday. Joined on YouTube after we had an unfortunate situation. We had a power outage at the Civic Center, and internet was not coming back on immediately. We had to get it back and up and running as soon as we could, and fortunately the NHL TV feed was canceled. So, but we've got it on YouTube for you now. I don't know what it is. It's so wonky because the normal soundboard that we use for Coach's Show and for the YouTube audio only feed, apparently that doesn't, apparently there's issues with that with ATV. I don't know. It is interesting. Well, the Wranglers find themselves down 4-1 currently with 3:32 remaining in a penalty kill situation. Tyler Suklis is serving a 5-minute penalty, and he also got a 10-minute misconduct, so Suklis will not be available for quite some time in this one here. Well, scoring the goal for the Wranglers, as we got to pull everything back up here and reload all of our tabs after we got internet back. And again, thank you so much to Techtel for coming out and getting that fixed. So Ty Azadi has the lone goal for the Wranglers, assisted by Daniel Resega. And apologies again to those of you who were hoping to watch the game on NATV. We got the internet back up and everything, but apparently, like, once the stream's canceled on NATV, you just can't get it back up again. You just can't restart the stream on NATV. I don't know. We can't do video as well. There's no way for us to do video. It is against NATV league policy for us to do any kind of video other than on NATV. Otherwise, we would love to be able to provide you video as well. So kind of in a pigeonhole here, so we got to bring out the soundboard that does not work on NATV to bring you a YouTube audio feed, and that is really all we can do, unfortunately. So, well, let's take a look at some of the upcoming games for the Wranglers as well. Team is hitting the road, and they're actually going to be leaving early in the week. I believe that's going to be a Wednesday bus trip down to Corpus. As we turn on into a new year here. So looking at the January schedule for your Wranglers. They'll be on the road in Corpus January 2nd and 3rd. They'll be back home January 9th, 10th, 11th, 16th, 17th. And then they hit the road for El Paso January 23rd, 24th, and then they're back home January 30th and January 31st against the Oklahoma Warriors. So only 4 games on the road for the Wranglers in the month of January. That is huge for this side, and they're going to be looking to take full advantage of a really nice 4 games at home schedule. Actually, they got 5 in a row because there is a one-off against Odessa on January 11th. And pulling up the promotions we've got upcoming as well for some of the home games in January. You can find those on social media. You can find them on the Amarillo Wranglers website as well. I was told this is the first time in 27 years that there's been a power outage. So, quite interesting. Talk about unfortunate timing, eh? Like, why did it have to happen during the game? Well, we are pulling up the promotional events that are going to transpire in January. I'm trying to. Facebook is giving me a yes, we plan on it. So unfortunately what happened was the soundboard that we have been using all season long to output audio on NATV and on YouTube, it apparently is no longer working for the NATV side of stuff, and there's issues with it there. So we have a different board that we're using. It's just a matter of getting a adapter cable that will work for us to be able to do NATV and YouTube as well, because we've got a new soundboard that we've got to use in order to be able to provide audio to NATV. That is the league's priority, is that we have audio for that, and they view YouTube as a secondary. So just a quick trip to Guitar Center for me tomorrow, and we'll be having YouTube audio as well for all the remaining games, home and away, this season as well. And with the NATV stream canceled, we're just able to plug in and do the audio with the soundboard that does not work on NATV, since we don't need to worry about that. Well, taking a look at the January promotions, January 10th is Heroes of Healthcare. All healthcare workers get in free courtesy of Brick Care. January 11th is 55 and free Geezers Night. All people over 55 get in for free with a valid ID. January 17th will be Youth Sports Night. Kids under 12 get in for free. And then January 30th is College Night. All college students get in for free with an ID. So if you know of anyone that goes to West Texas University or Texas Tech, any surrounding colleges, and Amarillo College works as well, any college students get in for free for that January 30th game. And then let's just look at some of the other promotions that we've got as well. February 14th, Bring a Sweetheart Night, and that is BOGO tickets. And then February 21st is First Responders Night. All first responders get in for free with an ID, courtesy of Budweiser. February 27th is Teacher Appreciation Night. All teachers will get in for free, courtesy of ECU. And then January 16th is a family 4-pack night. You get 4 tickets and 4 Chick-fil-A meal vouchers for $59. January 9th is Fight Night. It is guaranteed fight to happen at home or your money back. And then on January 31st, it is a bobblehead giveaway of the Amarillo Wranglers mascot row. So we got some good promotional events coming up. Well, we were going to step away for just one quick minute here, and then when we come back, we're about 6 minutes out from the start of the third period here, live from the Budweiser Bullpen, Amarillo Civic Center. And again, we apologize for the power outage issues that transpired here. I mean, first power outage we've had in 27 years of there being hockey in Amarillo, Texas. Quite interesting, to say the least. And unfortunately, it just had to happen on a game night. I always like to say there's just those little technology gremlins that are out there trying to conspire against perfect technology streams and nights where we don't have any tech issues. So those darn technology gremlins got into the system, it would appear, for the power grid. But we'll be back in just about a minute or two for the start of the third period. Your Wranglers currently find themselves down 4-1. They still have 3:32 of a penalty to kill off, but good news is there's still plenty of time after they kill that one off, and this is a Wranglers side that has done a fantastic job of being able to find shorthanded opportunities. They haven't really been able to capitalize on any of those recently, unfortunately, but they are looking to be able to capitalize on those here in the third period. A shorthanded goal would do this team wonders and give them a platform to come and be able to try and turn this one around. Well, welcome on back, folks, as we get ready for the start of the third period here. Thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube. And again, an unfortunate power outage situation, leaving us with no NATV feed here. Internet is back, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this. So a big thank you to our internet provider, Tactile, for coming on out to the Civic Center and being able to at least provide the fans a YouTube audio feed. So big thank you to them for being able to give us something. Something's better than nothing, I like to say at the end of the day. Well, your Amarillo Wranglers hit the ice here now at the Budweiser bullpen, Amarillo Civic Center, as they are looking to turn their fortunes around. Currently down 4-1 to the El Paso Rhinos. And again, a lot of penalties for the Wranglers here tonight, just kind of like last night as well. And Wranglers have 3:32 of a penalty to kill off. Well, the fans have made their displeasure known at the Amarillo Civic Center. With the officials, they have not been too pleased to say the least. They've been very vocal about it last night and tonight as well. Captain Jacob Miller having some words with the boys as they are donning their home whites with red trim. Well, games like this, they're never easy, they're never guaranteed. And in a very difficult subdivision where every team looks very strong this season, you gotta battle and work hard for every point possible. We're back underway here as we kickstart the third period. Shore and the Rhinos with the puck. Wolcott looking for zone entry, El Paso. Tossing it back to Shore. Shore finding Hunka, top of the face-off circle. Shore feeding one on over to Night Ray. The defenseman looking for options, goes back to Shore. Shore has Hunka at the point. Hunka feeding it down low. Shore keeps it in the zone, feeds it back over to Hunka. Shore from the blue line, thought about a shot. We'll find one now, a shot, and a big save from Charles-Antoine Girard. And Aiden Hedquist there to help out as well. Well, that one got awfully close, but Charles-Antoine Girard working hard to give this team a platform and a way back into it. As a reminder, Wranglers are only playing with 4 currently. They are on the penalty kill for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. Steven scoops up the puck inside of the El Paso zone. It's the El Paso defenseman looking to kickstart something here. Finds Giblin on the wings. Giblin feeds it into the zone. Wranglers sending it back down ice as the El Paso Rhinos are back into the zone quickly here, but forced off by Alphonse Gentler. Zadi looking to pressure Steven inside the El Paso zone. Wranglers getting a change here now. Ogle out there with Hedquist, Resega, and Azadi. Puck wrapped around the boards by the Rhinos inside the Wranglers zone. And Azadi getting a piece of it in the process as Resega almost able to poke this one away. Resega, one of those speed skaters for the Wranglers, could have created an opportunity to put a shorthanded one in. 1:32 remaining of a penalty to kill off for the Wranglers. Wolcott into the zone. Inside the faceoff circle. Back to Hunka. Hunka with a shot. This one blocked in traffic. Azadi to the loose puck. Hunka tied up on the boards by Ogle. Wranglers having to reposition, keep their shape. They've got Shore. El Paso unable to do anything. Shore was alone on an island, and the Wranglers' penalty kill continuing to be stout. Now Hunka scooping up the puck inside of his own zone. Looking to restart the El Paso Rhinos on the power play. Hunka weaving his way through, looking for a shot, and kept out, saved by Girard. Napolitani looking for a shot, and he is denied. A great stick in there from Hayden Hedquist. Puck tossed all the way back down ice to the El Paso netminder, Hughes. 35 seconds left of a penalty to kill off for the Wranglers. Now a loose puck as the Wranglers poke it away. Dillon sending it down into the zone. As Giblin's got it now. Giblin denied on anything there. Cruz Smith sending it all the way back down ice to the netminder, Hughes. Steven and the Rhinos with just 6 seconds remaining of a power play. As he is met at the blue line by Landon Poe, able to send it around the boards. Wranglers kill off a 5-minute penalty. And this one sent high by the Rhinos. Steven from the blue line, tossing it down low. El Paso looking for Giblin. Now the Wranglers up ice with some speed. Resega. On over to Petrov. Petrov back to Resega. Resega looking for a shot just wide from Resega. Wranglers looking to turn special teams into offense here now. And icing called on the El Paso Rhinos. Wranglers gonna get an offensive zone draw here now in just a second. Will be a change in personnel for the Wranglers as they've got 5 available at their disposal. Ian Dior is joined out there by Mason Lupo, Carter Williams, Tiernan O'Rourke, and Crew Smith. $15:58 remaining in the third period. As it appears we're going to get a timeout. The El Paso Rhinos looks like they're going to be the ones taking the timeout here. Well, they're up 4-1, but they want to have a conversation about how they can try and protect this lead. They don't want to give the Wranglers any kind of breathing room. They don't want to let them back into this one. And with 15:58 remaining in the third period, there's still plenty of time for the Wranglers to find the back of the net 3 times. Wranglers with a 5-4 win last night. Well, if the Wranglers win here tonight, they would be in a 3-way tie for 5th place in the South Division standings. Currently, the Odessa Jackalopes sitting in that 6th spot. 6 teams make the playoffs in the South Division. We are back underway here. And a tactical timeout from the El Paso Rhinos. So they want to make sure that they have their game plan for the remaining 15:58 figured out. Face-off controlled by El Paso. Puck lofted up into the air. Tossed into the zone of the Wranglers by Kaiser. Smith with it. Sends it out of the zone. Icing will get waved away here as Haggerty trying to pressure. Wranglers were looking for Haggerty down low in the slot. This one cut out by the Rhinos. Well, this is going to be a great opportunity to make it a 2-goal game. Wranglers going to draw a penalty out of the Rhinos as Tiernan O'Rourke was tossed into the benches of the El Paso Rhinos. And it's going to be number 4, Jackson Porco, going to the box. Well, they have not signaled what it's for yet. Well, they're going to get him for roughing. One of those ones where you can call just about anything you want. Roughing, interference, does not matter. Wranglers on the power play now. Smith with it at the blue line after the Wranglers won the faceoff. Haggerty down low. Rusega sending it into the opposite corner for Azadi. Smith scoops it up at the blue line, finds Haggerty. Puck left behind. Haggerty resets the Wranglers. Smith finds Rusega. Bollinger pitch down low. And this one dealt with by the El Paso Rhinos for now. Puck all the way back into the Wrangler zone. It's scooped up by Smith. Feeds it to Rusega. He's into the zone with speed. Has options. Looking for Bollinger. That one through traffic. Wranglers having to get this puck back and kickstart something here on the power play. Rusega tossing it back for Haggerty. Haggerty into the zone. Sends it onto the boards. And this one wrapped around by the El Paso Rhinos. But it's kept in by Azadi. Sends it back to Smith at the blue line. Haggerty receiving the pass. Looking for a shot and almost a Wranglers goal there. It's held on to by Logan Hughes, the El Paso goalie. 55 seconds remaining of a power play for the Wranglers. 14:28 remaining in the third period. Wranglers, they really need a goal here on this power play opportunity. They're currently down 3 goals. You don't know how many more chances you're going to get of a man advantage. You got to take them when they show up on your doorstep. Gentler winning the faceoff, feeds it back to O'Rourke at the blue line. O'Rourke looking to just kind of shovel around a little bit with his feet. Gentler with a pass and a shot just high from Kirill Estenev. O'Rourke to the loose puck. Has to restart the offense here for the Wranglers. Puck scooped up by Gentler. El Paso cutting it out, tossing it back into the Wranglers zone. O'Rourke to it. 25 seconds remaining of a power play. Wranglers maybe with one or two more last-ditch efforts on the man advantage. Dolan down low. Behind the net is dispossessed of the puck. Puck hits off a stanchion, stays down low. Estenev was looking to feed it back to O'Rourke at the blue line, but this one seeps through. Wranglers just 5 seconds of a power play remaining. Miller into the zone, weaving his way down low, looking for a shot. He's denied on the pads by Hughes. El Paso kills this one off. Well, time is starting to tick. Great pass there, and a shot for Miller kept out just barely on the pads by Hughes. Tarasenko to loose puck inside the Wranglers zone. This one cut out by Murray. Pulteni's got it back, and now it's Azadi with it. Has two in front of him, weaves his way through, and he just runs out of real estate, but Azadi's staying with it. And it's a battle for this one in the neutral zone on the wings. Rusega sending it into the zone. Haggerty getting a piece of it, almost cutting that pass out. And the puck's going to stay in play ashore for the Rhinos, tossing it way up high into the Wranglers zone. Rusega looking to keep this one in down low inside the El Paso zone. Has Azadi, it's just out of reach of Azadi. Puck up ice, it's a foot race between Tarasenko and Gentlini. Azadi to loose puck, looking for Haggerty. Cut out. McCaskey looking for a shot, and a big save there from Gerard while being screened. El Paso feeding it over to their defenseman, Evan White. Top of the faceoff circle, now a shot from the point by Neely. This one sent wide. Haggerty onto the boards, finds Rusega. And offsides go the Wranglers just barely. Got to break out a tape measure for that one. 12:04 remaining in the third period. Wranglers needing 3 goals to tie this one up. We have a neutral zone face-off here right outside of the El Paso zone. Williams and Giblin on the face-off. Wranglers coming away with it on the face-off. Ogle sending it down low into the corner of the El Paso zone. Porco has his pass cut out by Lupo. Bior's trying to send it back to Lupo. Now a scrum ensuing. Smith and the Rhinos looking for a zone entry here. Gerard far out of his crease. With it on his pedal, sends it out of the zone. Wranglers looking to reset here. Lupo finding Biors. Biors with just one in front of him. Slows it out, looks for a shot kept out by Hughes. Wranglers offense is buzzing here now as they know that they have work cut out for him. Delayed offsides, waved away. Williams to loose puck inside of the zone. Williams trying to win it back is now El Paso. Tossing it into the neutral zone, now sent back in by Hedquist. Bollinger sending it behind the net. Trying to get back to the puck. Bollinger pinned down by Porco. And he's kicking Porco's stick. He is not happy. He fell. Oh, and this is unfortunate. Jake Bollinger is now going to go to the box for a trip. Oh, he was incensed that there was not a holding call on the El Paso Rhinos when he was just held onto the ground for a solid 8 or 9 seconds, it felt like. Oh, with 10:50 remaining in the third period, Wranglers down 4-1. They go on the penalty kill. And this is going to be a big one to kill off. Zadi winning the face-off. Rusega unable to send it out of the zone as it's kept in by the Rhinos. Short with a pass on over and a shot kept out by Gerard. And a puck off the post. Well, Gerard made the initial save, and then El Paso had a good look on the rebound attempt. Well, that one is going to hit the metal pipe there. Things got scary for the Wranglers for a second, but they were able to climb out of that one unscathed. Geyser winning the faceoff for the Rhinos. Anka with it at the blue line. Toss over to Shore. Shore finding Kaiser inside of the faceoff circle. Shore back over to Kaiser. And a shot! Bar down and out. Castamo had a good look there for the Rhinos. Now a scrum in the corner here. Wranglers happy to just burn time on this penalty of Jake Bollinger as Azadi's got it. He's looking for Resega. Resega was going with the speed. It's cut out in the neutral zone. Castamo with a pass on over to Kaiser. And Resega with a hit there on to Kaiser while he was looking for his shot. Shore. Top of the faceoff circle, looking for a pass on over. Fed up to Resega. Resega looking to go with it. Has two in front of him. El Paso back with it into the zone. Fed on back to Hunka. Haggerty battling for this puck. Sends it back down low to Ogle. Hunka and the Rhinos into the zone. Politetti looking for a shot. And a save there from Gerard. Puck's going to leave the zone. 37 seconds left of a penalty to kill off for the Wranglers. 9:22 remaining in the third period. Giblin. Cross ice feed on over. Puck wrapped around the boards. Smith. Sending it back to Politetti. Now back on over and a shot kept out by Gerard. Giblin. Back to Steven. Finds Politetti. Shot kept out by Gerard. And a couple rebound attempt opportunities for the Rhinos kept out by Gerard, and a glove save here as the Wranglers kill off this penalty. Well, we have an NAHL TV timeout, but we're not on NAHL TV anymore. But we got about a quick minute here before we head back out onto the ice. 8:49 remaining in the third period. No, that's the weird thing is the outage didn't kill the lights. I guess that's on a different grid. But whatever grid is like powering the internet and everything else, that's the grid that went out. So lights were fine, but there's probably also a backup for those lights when there's an outage. So with the internet, they have to come into the Civic Center and replace the backup battery pack and get a new one in there. And was talking with Amarillo Wranglers president Austin Sutter about it. He said, first time in 27 years there's been a power outage in the Civic Center. So unfortunately it just had to happen on a game day of all days. Well, we're back underway here. Wranglers in search of free to tie it up. They got the win last night, 5-4. They would like to end the calendar year out with a sweep. Gerard out of his net, feeds it on over to Tarasenko. A couple bounces of this puck, no one really able to lay claim to it. Now the Wranglers in a 2-on-2 opportunity, Dillon into the zone. Scoops it up on his skates to his stick. On over to Poe. Poe looking for a shot and it's kept out. It was blocked by Porco, but still arrived at the doorstep of Logan Hughes. Wranglers tossing on a new line here. Jacob Miller joined out by Alphonse Gentler, Jake Bollinger, Tiernan O'Rourke, and Cruz Smith. Gentler and Murray on the faceoff. Murray winning this one. Neely sending it around the boards. And Smith tossing it back into the El Paso zone. Neely wrapping it around from Murray. Smith winning the puck back for the Wranglers. Into the zone, Smith goes, feeds it back. Miller looking for a pass over to Gentler. It's cut out. Gentler trying to stay with it. Wranglers having to reset into the neutral zone. Delayed offsides, waved away. White on over to Neely. Back to White. El Paso sending it into the zone around the boards. Gerard out of his net. Sends it up to Miller. Miller has options. Wranglers got to find the zone entry first. They do. Miller with a shot just high from Miller. It was a good look. Wranglers unable to keep this one in the El Paso zone. Hedquist looking to go quick. Miller feeding into the zone. Wranglers, they're going to start to get a change here. Haggerty out on the ice now. And change in forwards is complete as Resega out onto the ice. And puck all the way down ice for an icing against the Wranglers here now. As we'll have a face-off inside the Wranglers zone in just a second. Yeah, of course. That was the one thing we were happy is that the internet came back, so we were able to at least provide a YouTube audio-only feed for the third period. So big thank you to our internet company. Unfortunately, due to league policy, you can't have video of the game going on YouTube. It's only allowed to have video when it's broadcasted on NATV, so hence why we got to just have audio only. Kaiser with a pass over and an opportunity for the Rhinos. Giblin sending it wide. And now another shot from Giblin sent high. It looks like the net is off. And that puck might have gone up and out of play, and it has. It's Anthony Thomas. Well, Anthony, I can't tell you how excited we are to have you at another home game here. Face-off controlled by the Wranglers. Haggerty sending it out of the zone. Toss back into the Wranglers zone. Hedquist unable to clear the zones yet again as Ogle using his body to shield the puck. Puck tossed down ice, and icing will get called here now as the linesman was just making sure that puck reached the red line. Well, hopefully everybody had a great holiday and a great December as we get ready for the new year here. I always like to say, I don't like to say New Year's resolutions. I like to say New Year's goals because I think resolutions, it just feels like there's like a negative connotation to it, and it feels like New Year's goal. That's a lot more positive. You know, you got to always try and keep it positive. And a shot sent wide from the Rhinos. Bollinger sending it out of the zone, but also up and out of play. Face-off won by Gentler. Bollinger feeding it to Tarasenko. 6:10 remaining in the third period. Wranglers down 3 goals. Poe trying to send it up and out of the zone. El Paso back into the zone, but they are met by Poe at the blue line. Gentler with it. Feeds it into the zone of the Rhinos. Miller tying his man up in the corner. Puck sent around opposite corner. Murkowski taking a big hit there from Gentler. Bollinger with the puck into the zone. Behind net. Looking for a wraparound and a stick in there from the Rhinos, keeping it at bay. Puck tossed back into the zone. Delayed offsides, now waved away. Miller to loose puck. Puck tossed back into the neutral zone and around the boards. Night Ray sending it down ice. Icing waved away. O'Rourke with it. With a great cross ice feed to Estenev. Estenev turning on the afterburner. Slows down, looking for a pass. Nobody at home in the slot. Now a cannon of a shot from Crew Smith. Held on to by Hughes. Well, Igor Petrov is having to get escorted away from the play here. Well, they're going to let him stay out there. Well, not anymore, as head coach Michael Hill wants to make a change in his lines. It's going to be Caden Haggerty, Daniel Rosega, Tyus Zadi, Tiernan O'Rourke, and Cruz Smith. As the El Paso Rhinos are going to do the same. Well, for some reason, with an offensive zone draw, Miller, Gentler, and Bollinger have to go back out onto the ice for the Wranglers. So the Wranglers having to wait to make that change. Puck tossed down ice by Steven. Icing waved away. Smith tying up his man, same with O'Rourke. Puck down low, a huge block from Gentler. Steven with a shot, a big save there by Gerard. Just barely getting a piece of the puck with his trapper. Kaiser was looking to turn and shoot, and that one's stuffed by Smith. Puck tossed in the zone of the Rhinos. Edquist cutting it out in the neutral zone. A bouncing puck. It's now El Paso. Feeds it in. McCaskey and Ogle battling for this one in the corner. Zadi to loose puck. 4:10 remaining in the third period. Wranglers needing 3 goals. Zadi cuts it out. Shot. Scores! Well, Daniel Resega with a dime of a tip-in as Danny Dimes is making it rain. Foam Stars here at the Budweiser bullpen. And Tyus Zadi with a great feed down low for Resega. Oh, we're just waiting for less of the foam stars that get tossed out onto the ice here to get picked up before we get ready to get back underway. Well, back to center ice we go. Wranglers making it a 2-goal game with 3:55 left in the third period. Well, you don't want to pull your netminder too early here if you are able to make it a 1-goal game without needing to pull your goalie. But eventually that clock will tick down more and more where you might need to. El Paso bullied off the puck, Shore. And the Rhinos with it in the neutral zone, wrapping around the boards. Poltani sending it down low. Poe back with it. Tarasenko to loose puck inside the Wranglers zone. Puck up and out of play as we'll have a face-off inside the neutral zone right on the doorstep of the El Paso zone. It'll be Azadi and Giblin on the faceoff. Giblin winning this one. Now Shore, tossing it into the zone. Smith sending it up ice to Rusega. Shore fumbling the puck a little bit. O'Rourke scooping up the loose puck right behind the net of Girard. Banks it off the glass. Haggerty staying with it. Azadi scoops it up, weaving his way through. Was looking to send it back to Haggerty. Puck cut out. Now El Paso with numbers. Smith back on over to Giblin, sends it wide. Girard still recovering. Now Rusega with it. Sega sending it into the zone. Stays with the puck. Pass on over Azadi. Behind net. Staying with it. Feeling some pressure here. Azadi running out of space. As now El Paso with the puck. 2:30 remaining in the third period. Ogle scooping it up behind net. Dumped in the zone by Bjors. El Paso into the zone. Gentlini in the corner with it, looking for options. Sends it back to Hada. Hada wrapping it around the boards. Edquist looking to tie his man up. Gentler trying to help out in the scrum. 2 minutes left in the third period. Wranglers needing 2 goals to tie it. Oh, and this scrum finally has been broken. Now the Wranglers into the zone. Miller sending it into the corner. Well, keep your eyes on Girard, because he might be going to the bench for the extra attacker here soon, potentially. O'Rourke down low, shot capped out by Hughes. Girard's starting to look to the bench. You don't want to pull him when you don't have the puck. I want to give El Paso anything for free. Wranglers with it. With a deep feed, up ice, icing, waved away. Girard starting to move. Well, there's just 1:08 left in the third period. He's still in his net. Tarasenko to Estenev. Girard is going. Extra attacker out there for the Wranglers. Wraparound opportunity denied. Dolan tossing it back. The net is off, so we will get a whistle. 51 seconds left in the third period. Wranglers with an extra attacker out on the ice, as they have pulled Charles-Antoine Girard to the bench. It'll be Ty Azadi on the draw for the Wranglers. Murray across from Azadi wins it. Rusega with options. Weaving his way through. Finds Bollinger. This one cut out by El Paso. Down ice it goes. And icing will get called here now. 40.8 seconds left in the third period. Zadi, Murray on the faceoff inside the El Paso zone. A bouncing puck on the faceoff. Rusega to it, looking for options. As he is down low in the corner, met by 2. Now puck launched down ice, and an empty net goal for the El Paso Rhinos, scored by number 14, Jackson Polteni. And dangers of pulling your netminder. Always coming back into play with an unprotected net. So a 5-2 lead now for the Rhinos. .8 seconds left in the third period here. it just felt like one of those games where Wranglers couldn't really find any momentum with all the penalties that they had. But a lot of good glimpses of things, and obviously head coach Michael Hill will look at it and make some adjustments for the upcoming series down in Corpus Christi. Just 5 seconds left in this one. Going to get an offsides call here against the Wranglers. I'll tell you, after going on a 5-game losing streak, the Wranglers have looked very good. They've definitely been making big strides since then, and they're going to look to continue that into the new year. Well, Wranglers split the series with the El Paso Rhinos, and the El Paso Rhinos continue to stay in that third-place spot in the South Division. Well, as I always like to say, it's always better to at least get some points in a series than nothing. So obviously you want to get as many points as possible. Full 4 points would have been nice, but in a South Division where the common theme this season has been splitting a series for the most part, well, take a look at the standings, and we'll also recap this game here really quickly before we bounce on downstairs for the coach's corral, as we will be talking to head coach Michael Hill about this one and last night's game as well. 5-2 final scoreline. Wranglers, their 2 goals. First one scored by Diazzotti, assisted by Daniel Rusega, and then Daniel Rusega with the second goal for the Wranglers, assisted by Diazzotti. As the Wranglers allowing the El Paso Rhinos 9 opportunities on a power play here tonight. So 9 power play opportunities for the El Paso Rhinos, just 5 for the Wranglers. So like we talked about, just kind of one of those games where it's not always easy to get the momentum going when you spend that much time in the penalty box. Well, take a look at the standings here. Diazzotti, second star of the night. Ethan Wolcott was the 3rd star of the night for the Rhinos. And Daniel Rusega going to be the 1st star of the night. Well, Wranglers 5-5 in their last 10 heading into this one here. I don't believe the standings have been updated. But, well, the good news is, though, is if you look at the standings, Wranglers have a few games in hand, 1 to 2, depending on who you're looking at in the standings. So when they get those games made up with those games in hand, then, you know, a couple wins on the bounce, and you never know how other teams are going to perform against other teams in the South Division. So still plenty of season left. I mean, we are at the halfway point, figuratively and literally speaking. So we'll have to see how the boys come back out into the 2026 calendar year. Is there's still plenty to play for. I mean, it is a long season, and as head coach Michael Hill likes to say, they just got to take it one game at a time. You know, they don't want to get caught up in the standings. They don't want to look ahead, and they don't want to plan for what's down the road. He says, you don't want to talk to them about it. It's just you got to make sure that you handle it one game at a time. If you look up and if you look down the road that's in front of you, you might miss what's in the rearview mirror. And so at the end of the day, Wranglers are just going to keep taking it one game at a time, and we'll go from there. Well, we will be having an away feed on NAHL TV when the Wranglers hit the road down to Corpus Christi, Texas to take on the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. It is the first time this season the Wranglers head down to Corpus, as the Wranglers would like to start the new year out on the right foot with a Road Series sweep. So we'll have to see what's in store for that. And we'll have to figure out what we're doing for the coaches show because I believe we're leaving on Wednesday for Corpus. So we'll let everyone know about that as well. Everybody tuning on in, have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. And we will see you all at home again soon. Good night.